How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
trying to figure this out here.
So,
Uh,
well,
that's
what?
not the display name I wanted. I'm not sure how to change it.
Oh,
Edit name. Here
oh.
we go. I got it. I got it.
Um, did you just recently get into an accident or something?
Yeah, totaled my '86 Mercedes. I'm so upset. Yeah, someone hit me.
Yeah, I saw the
Uh,
pictures. I was like, holy
yeah,
shit, that looked like a pretty big T-bone.
yeah. I had a green light getting off the freeway and started making a left-hand turn, and bam, just she was coming. I was going east, turning north, and she was going south and just plowed right into my driver's side. So totally sucked. And
Did it total the car or?
yeah, they just told. I mean, dude, I would love to have kept it because the engine's fine. It had
Yeah,
it had like 300,000. I could probably get at least another 100,000 out of it. But
and it had a steel
because
body too and everything, right?
what's
Steel
that?
frame. It had a
I
steel
think
frame and
so.
everything
Yeah,
too,
I'm
right?
pretty sure. Yeah. Um, and that happened Wednesday afternoon around 3:30. By Friday at like 3ish, the impound fees were 580. And I was like, so it cost me $580 to get the car out. She's like, yeah. I go, and I don't have nowhere to put it. You know, if I had somewhere to put it, then maybe I could sell the engine even for like 1,500.
Yeah, you could
But
probably part it. You could probably part it out a little bit.
yeah, but
You could
then
find some dealers.
I just didn't have anywhere to put it. And she goes, well, the other option is, she goes, do you have the title? I go, it's here somewhere, but I won't be able to find it and get there by 5. She goes, well, for $230, well, you can sign the title over to us. I'm like, I have to pay that? She's like, yeah, you have to pay the DMV fees. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
all right. She goes, if you don't do something today, this is by Friday. She goes, your fees are going to
just gonna
pretty
keep.
much double. Yeah.
Yeah, it just keeps going up. Yeah, the
Yeah.
storage at those things are nuts. I used to get them towed to either like my driveway or something if I had to. But
Yeah, I just
yeah,
didn't have anywhere to put it. You know, it sucked.
um, well, either even that you could have towed it to a junkyard and scrapped it.
you know, yeah, the thing
Then
is,
you at
dude,
least would have left with cash, and you wouldn't have been paying to get rid of it.
yeah. But the thing was, I was kind of dazed after the accident. I
Well, and you
didn't
probably
even,
had to do something to even get it released. Like they probably
yeah,
weren't even going to release it. Like you couldn't go tow it somewhere else without
yeah,
paying that other fee.
yeah. And then uh, I had to go to the ER. They took me by ambulance, and so that I didn't even take a picture of the license plate of the person that hit me. I didn't get their insurance, nothing. The sheriff has all that, and my insurance can't do anything until they find out who hit me, and the sheriff hasn't returned my phone call. I left
Yeah.
a message that I need that information, and he told
Well,
me, he
that's
goes, well, he said, well, the report will be done in about 4 weeks.
that's
Four
the one thing that's
weeks.
good about it. If it's over $200 worth of damage, which is it's an old law. Like that's the only time you used to have to exchange information. You didn't even have to call the police. I think it was like 200 or 300 bucks.
Yeah,
But now everything's over 200 300 bucks.
yeah,
So most of it goes through and it's handled through the police the whole time, and it's just a longer process where just don't answer the phone to fucking other insurance companies and have
yeah.
conversations with them.
Well,
You know,
I wasn't about to not call the police because
yeah,
um, she ran the red light. She admitted to me that she ran the red light, and she admitted to the sheriff that she ran the red light. So it's an open and shut case. You know, had I just exchanged information, then she could have easily said, "Oh no, he ran the red light," because there were no one stopped to check on me. You know, no witnesses.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and plus,
Yeah.
it bent the rear driver's tire was pushed in at the top, so it bent the axle.
So you weren't driving away.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah,
And the
dude, I
front
don't know
door
what
wouldn't
it is.
shut. It was just a nightmare.
I don't know what it is. I hate being on the road with people nowadays. Ever since COVID, people just forgot how to drive. I wait for it every year when the winter comes too. Even being in the Chicagoland area, everybody forgets how to drive as soon as
Yeah.
a little bit of snow falls.
Well, that happens
But
here with rain because it only rains like 10 inches a year, and it's only from October to March. There, it could rain. It doesn't rain that whole time, but it rains maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, and you would think that we were trapped in by snow. People just don't know how to drive. You always have the idiot that's going 80,
oh
when it's
yeah,
pouring rain,
can't stop.
and they're hydroplaning. It's crazy.
You see Gonzo, he said you gotta get a CAT scan on your brain.
I don't have a brain, Gonzo.
And then he
Gotta
said,
have a
were the
brain.
pictures from the intersection, like, did it have one of those red light cams or anything where it caught her?
No, no. It it was the only pictures I have of what I took. Now, how do I see the chat? Is it going through StreamYard or?
If you click on comments, are you on your phone?
Yeah.
There should be a comments tab that you
There
can
we
click.
go. Okay.
And
All
then you
right.
can see
There you
those.
go.
And if you
Yeah.
click on the comments to post one, you can actually post one from your YouTube.
Okay.
In here, you don't have to have two tabs open or anything. You can
Oh,
post
okay.
comments
There
as
we go.
yourself. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Works out pretty well. And then if you have, if anybody else has StreamYard and like they join on with me, you can always there's also a go live button, and you can go live at the same time from your channel from here, and then all your comments and mine are funneled into the same spot. You just have a little like asterisk next to them. StreamYard's got a bunch of new updates that are pretty cool. But yeah, I'm glad you're okay though. Nobody else was in the car, just you. Oh, I lost him. He's gone. He probably accidentally pushed like leave studio or something. There's too many buttons down there, and eventually you'll push the wrong one. It's really hard on a phone to get used to. I feel the same way about Discord. Sometimes, like if you're doing Discord on a phone, I feel like you get stuck in it. It's kind of weird.
There we go. I don't know what happened.
What was that?
Not sure what happened.
Oh yeah, it dropped you off. I'm not sure.
Oh,
You might have
I know.
clicked the leave studio on an accident.
I went to sign in on the YouTube thing and it signed me out for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, so it probably switched because you came in, signed in on Facebook.
Yeah, that's why.
So it's probably switched, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I went to sign in through YouTube and it was like an account that I haven't used in years. So I was like, "Where's my regular account?" Yeah, it was odd. So that's why I used Facebook.
Yeah, it's usually for people like when you get used to it, it's easy, but it's just like Discord. Like it takes some getting used to. I don't know how many times I was on Discord and I thought I was out of the server. And it was just sitting there like going. I could just hear people. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, the thing that sucked that day, I was out near my son's house and I came back home, which is about 10, 12 miles away. I get home, he calls me. He says, "Oh, I actually had taken a COVID test over to his house because my granddaughter, who's just one, was coughing really, really bad. Just sounded horrible. So his wife had taken her to the doctor's office, and they immediately called an ambulance for her and transported her to the hospital.
Okay.
So he called me to come to his house so he could take me to get his wife's car. And I was like 2 minutes away from his house when this happened.
It's always
Yeah.
like within so many blocks of the destination is usually when the most problems happen.
Or your
I don't know
house.
what it is. Yeah. I've never figured out what that was. Same with like pullovers and stuff like that. I don't know if people get like more lackadaisical when they get closer to their destination, not so attentive or what. Doesn't make sense. But well, I'm glad you guys are okay. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
that's the important thing.
Yeah, my granddaughter's out of the hospital, so she's fine now.
I got rear-ended by a car that was hit by another, and both took off. I gave a cop a description of both cars, and the cops found the plate of the first car I described, and he still got away with it. Yeah, you have to have almost everything. Because all they have to do is come up with an alibi that it wasn't their car. There's so many cars that are the same make and model.
Yep.
Especially if you don't have a plate number. But you only need a couple numbers off the plate. You don't even need the whole plate number. If you can get a make and a model and a couple plate numbers, then you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so dazed I totally forgot to take a picture of the license plate or anything. And
did the person take off?
No. They pulled over.
Oh.
And they were driving a Honda Element. And dude, I'm telling you, other than the hood being bent up a little bit and the radiator leaking, there was hardly any damage to that car. I was like, wow, yeah. I was like that. I was surprised because these these newer cars are plastic.
Yeah, the fiberglass or whatever they are.
Yeah. There was hardly any damage.
Yeah, because my first car was an El Camino, and didn't have any airbags, anything like that. I think it was a 62 or 63 El Camino.
Oh yeah,
and that's why my parents wanted me to actually have it. They're like, well, if you hit something, you're going to go through it, whatever it is. Like, it's one of those, like, those steel body cars back then were so built well.
Yeah. And it's not really cool. The unfortunate thing is I had to sell my gold, silver, and platinum to get some money for a car. So I sold it. I got like $6,000. And then, so I got home and my buddy called me. Ganjo's probably heard this story, but my buddy called and he goes, hey, my sister's buying a brand new car. He goes, I'm going to buy her car for my wife and we're just going to give you our Honda Civic. I was like, what? Yeah, we're just going to give it to you. Wow, dude. And you know how I am. I was like, well, that's an answer of prayers. You know, I'd prayed about it and then this happened. And yeah, so it was really
Some
cool.
Good juju.
Yeah, he said, he goes, dude, there's two things wrong with it. The AC compressor is out. So if you want AC, you'll have to change, do that. And he said, I was told it needs struts. Whether I do or not, I'm not sure. I said, well, that's easy to test. There's a very easy test for that.
Yeah, shake it.
Yeah, just push the bumper down and see if it goes up and down a couple times,
Yeah.
So, yeah. But he goes, other than that, and I know the car probably has 250,000 on it, but the good thing is, at about 100,000, he took it in for an oil change, and the guy told him, he goes, hey, there's a crack in your block. He goes, but it was a known problem, and Honda issued a recall. He goes, take it to them, and they'll give you a new engine. So
we got a brand new engine swap out.
He got it at 100,000. Yeah. So this engine probably has about 150 on it.
Nice.
So,
I'd watch for what is it called? The fucking the rods, the I forgot what it's called. Like you can feel it in the steering. The something rods.
The arms, rocker arms, maybe. Or
Yeah, the rocker arms. Yeah, I always test that on a car that's close to 200,000, especially smaller ones like that, because
yeah,
you can feel it when it sways. That's what I used to always take to mechanics, and like whenever I was testing out a car, I'd take it to a mechanic, give him $20 to take it for a ride.
yeah,
Like, hey, just give me your best opinion.
yeah, yeah. But I figured, you know what, for free, even if I put a couple grand into it, it's still a great deal. You know, because
Oh yeah,
you
oh
can't
yeah,
touch those Honda Civics for less than 3 or 4 usually. You know.
yeah. I had a Honda Civic when I was in high school. Fucking love them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the tie rods. The tie rods are down in the engine, aren't they?
No, no, no. You know what? It is tie rods. I don't know why I said rocker arm. It is tie rods. Yeah. Yeah. Tie rods. I don't know what I was thinking.
I thought it had rods in it.
Yeah.
But I thought the tie rod was down in the engine. I thought
No,
when you
that's
fucking
um there are
what are those?
rods because you'll hear people say it through a rod, or so it means it went through the side of the engine or the top of the
Yeah.
engine.
Oh, I fucking blew one of those out of my my Dodge Ram pickup truck. Fucking yeah, that was a bad one. I was on the middle of fucking the highway and it just blew out of my fucking hood. I was like,
Oh,
oh
geez.
shit. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It was the loudest fucking pop. I'm doing 80 miles an hour. God. That was when I was really dumb. I didn't take care of any of my cars when I was younger. Wasn't checking oil. Wasn't doing anything I should. Not a lot of upkeep with a high
Yeah.
schooler.
Yeah.
But luckily, all my cars were cash under $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. He told me, he goes, I don't know about the rear shocks. He goes, I didn't really have those tested. I'm like, I can change shocks myself, but struts, I'm not even going to try. Because you got to have special equipment, or if you want to do it the backyard mechanic way, you're taking a big chance. Because I've seen videos where people were trying to do their struts, and whatever they had holding the spring together broke loose, and it took off like a rocket.
Oh
And
yeah, I bet.
and came down through the top of their neighbor's car.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
so
wouldn't. There's only a few things I'll do by myself when it comes to car work. Everything else, there's a reason that there's mechanics. Like there's special tools that you just don't have for doing the job. I mean, that's with a lot of stuff.
I would never pay anyone to do my brakes or rotors. They're so
Yeah, I'll do
simple.
stuff like that. If I need to change some plugs and wires, if I like,
Yeah,
there's certain stuff I can handle. Not a big deal. But anything to do with tires, always easy. But yeah, no, I even got one of those diagnostic checkers that they have at I don't know, like AutoZone and most of the shops, because I want to be able to keep up with my shit now. Mm-mm. You still there, boss man? Yeah, you need a strut compressor tool to compact it and fucking yeah. There's probably all kinds of shit you got to do because there's definitely a process to doing that. There's no I'm gonna come up with something and fucking try to clamp it down and do it myself. Um, my girlfriend works at a factory that makes springs for that kind of shit, and some of the springs that they make are just so powerful. Like you can't even realize like how strong those things are, and how much like punch they pack, especially once you squeeze them a little bit. They'll break most modern tools unless you have something special for it. Ooh, yeah, I fucking had like 11 drinks or something last night. I was on for 7 hours. Yeah, I was like, no, probably shouldn't have done that. A little much.